And welcome everybody, welcome back to Blaugrana Planet, welcome back to a new video. And today Xavi improves Luis Enrique and also Valverde, and not only that, but he equaled Pep Guardiola, the best coaches of Football Club Barcelona, guys. Luis Enrique, Guardiola, Valverde did a good job as well. We could argue if he enters the top 3, top 5 best coaches of Football Club Barcelona. Guess what? Xavi is improving their numbers in La Liga. Big statement over there, guys. Great things coming, guys. And a lot of things are brewing because Xavi is a young coach, inexperienced, there's a long coaching career for Xavi Hernandez, and I really hope that Xavi Hernandez is the Ferguson of Football Club Barcelona, because what we want is to see Xavi Hernandez succeed for a long time in the club, to stay in the club. We don't want another Guardiola who comes, has an incredible success and then departs, and that was partly because of Sandro Rosell, Bartomeu, etc. He didn't want any of that. That's why he departed. And after a thrilling October and beginning of November with very difficult matches, El Clásico in between, Champions Leagues, etc., Barcelona are 5 points ahead of Real Madrid, who of course still has to play a game against Cádiz before the World Cup. Okay, so Xavi Hernandez improves the numbers of Luis Enrique, Valverde, and equals Guardiola. There's actually a funny Barca coach that you will remember that improves the numbers of Xavi Hernandez in La Liga. We're gonna talk all about it today, but guys, the World Cup is just around the corner, guys. And if you want to be fully informed about the World Cup, about the statistics, about highlights, even watch some games live, you gotta download the OneFootball app, and you gotta do that using the link in the description. By the way, if you download it, of course you're gonna be supporting the channel, but guys, you're gonna get a ton of content on the app. You even get news, notifications on your best players, on your selected team. Guys, don't hesitate and go use the link in the description. Having said that, guys, Mr. Xavi Hernandez, look at him, happy man. He is improving Luis Enrique and Valverde, and in fact for a good amount of points in some cases. For example, in the first 14 games, guys, in the first 14 games of La Liga this season, Xavi has achieved 37 points. Okay, 37 points. Just to put in contrast, Luis Enrique in the season 2014-2015 and in the other season 2016-2017, he had Luis Suarez, he had Messi, he had Neymar, he had Xavi as a player, he had Iniesta. Man, he had an incredible team, prime Barcelona. In the first 14 games, he only achieved 34 points versus the 37 of Xavi Hernandez this season. Okay, we're talking a good amount of points. I mean, that's literally a couple draws and a loss. It's a good amount of points, guys. Xavi is beating Luis Enrique. Not only that, Valverde gets very close to Xavi, and I think that Valverde was a little bit underrated, okay, with Football Club Barcelona, because his style of play wasn't exciting. And he did have Messi as well, he did have Suarez, he did not have Neymar, he did have Dembele, but Dembele was a fail because just at the moment that Valverde arrived, Neymar left, But in the season 2017-2018, Valverde achieved 36 points, just one under Xavi Hernandez. Okay, so still, Xavi Hernandez is better this season, and you have to take into account that Valverde had Messi, Luis Suarez, etc. He had a better team, a prime, almost prime Barcelona. Luis Enrique had prime Barcelona. He literally got prime Barcelona. and then started declining, but he did win a Champions League, etc., etc. So better than Luis Enrique, better than Valverde, and of course better than Koeman. If we want to make a contrast with Koeman in the first 14 games he achieved only 24 points versus the 37 of Xavi Hernandez this season. Okay, 24 versus 37. Man, go crazy. Not only that, is that the numbers of Xavi Hernandez, guys, are spectacular numbers. I mean, we are talking about 33 goals and only 5 conceded. And from these 5, 3 of them are conceded in El Clásico. Okay, so we only conceded against 3 teams, which is spectacular in 14 games. Ter Stegen is right now incredible. And of course you have Lewandowski having scored 13 goals so far and being top scorer of La Liga. But there is one person, guys, there is one person that actually improves the numbers of Xavi. And that is an Argentinian coach. You guys remember when Sandro Rosell was in charge and Pep Guardiola left because of Sandro Rosell. He didn't like what Sandro Rosell was doing, etc., etc. Pep Guardiola left, and the idea of Sandro Rosell and Vice President Bartomeu, because Bartomeu was Vice President of Sandro Rosell back then, was to put Mr. Tata Martino. Do you guys remember Tata Martino? Tata Martino was literally signed because he was Argentinian and he could have a better relationship with Messi. Literally that. They signed him. Barcelona was at the peak, you know. Literally, Tata Martino got prime Barcelona. Guess what? That season, the first 14 games, he did improve Xavi because he got 40 points, guys, 40 points out of 42 points, okay? So almost perfect first 14 games. He got 13 victories and 1 draw. Problem is that the season went downhill after that, okay? He started very well, but Tata Martino couldn't keep it up, okay? And we ended up losing La Liga in the last game week against Atletico de Madrid at home in Camp Nou, and I was there. It was dramatic. Of course, we failed in the Champions League. That's why Tata Martino ended up departing 1 season after. So he only stayed 1 season in Barcelona. It is clear, guys. Xavi, without Messi, without Suarez, okay, you have Lewandowski, you have Dembele, but Valverde also had Dembele, zero performance. With youngsters, I mean, a lot of youngsters, with a lot of problems in defense. Guys, Xavi Hernandez improving, Luis Enrique, Valverde, they had Messi, they had very good Barcelonas. Right now we're rebuilding, and it says a lot, guys. It says a lot about Xavi Hernandez, and of course, very criticized coach as well, you know, Xavi Hernandez. But take into account, guys, that he's doing a great job. He's doing an amazing job. But there is one person, guys. There is one person that is doing that did better, apart from Tata Martino, which, you know, is just I don't know how it happened, but because we got prime Barcelona, it wasn't his tactics. There is, of course, Pep Guardiola and Tito Vilanova. Tito Vilanova did an amazing start of the season, by the way. He won 100 points in La Liga. He won the best La Liga in the world. I mean, the best La Liga that you could ever get. Tito Vilanova did it. But Pep Guardiola, there's something interesting about Pep Guardiola and Xavi Hernandez, because in the first 38 games, so a La Liga is 38 games long, okay? So the first season of Pep Guardiola, we won all the titles, guys. If you guys remember, we won every single title. But the season wasn't perfect, okay? The season had 27 wins, 6 draws, and 5 losses, okay, in La Liga. That gets you 87 points. That's what Pep Guardiola did the first season with Football Club Barcelona. Guess what? In the first 38 games of Xavi Hernandez, he equals exactly these numbers. Pep Guardiola in 38 games had 87 points. Xavi Hernandez in the first 38 games had 87 points. But the most important thing and the craziest thing is that he equals the amount of wins, the amount of draws, and the amount of losses. Xavi replicated Guardiola in the first 38 games. The only thing that is different is that Xavi Hernandez entered mid-season. So the first 38 games aren't a complete season. They are half of the last season and the beginning of this season. But it's interesting, guys. It's interesting. Very interesting, guys. Xavi Hernandez equaling Guardiola and improving Luis Enrique and Valverde. Only Xavi. By the way, let's make a quick Q&A because we have a few minutes. Let me get your questions. Coach says, but we are out of the UCL. Right, we are out of the Champions League, yes, but we did get the group of death. I mean, you got Bayern Munich, you entered the Milan. That is true. We're out of the Champions League. That is true. But yet, injuries, schedule, refereeing, group of death, that is true. Christoph says the reason for this record is because the last 14 games we have only one loss and one draw. I mean, yeah, it takes into account. But also, Christoph, it's because last season Xavi Hernandez did a spectacular job. When he entered as a coach, replacing Koeman, we were in the ninth position. He ended up second. He did a tremendous job, and with Luke Deladi and a team that's nowhere near what we have now. Okay. Walid says, Alex, Valverde better than Koeman. He was so underrated. We disrespect Valverde also a few years ago. I mean, we did disrespect Valverde. The problem was he had a really good team, and the team was kind of a boring style of game. Valverde also was a failure in the European League. Okay, so that was probably the most important reason. We were wasting Messi years. We couldn't win the Champions League, and we had the best player in the history of football. It goes against Valverde big time. Alexandro Ramirez says, hi Alex, what did you think about Alejandro Valdez's performance yesterday? You mean the game against Osasuna? I mean, Alejandro Valdez is growing and at a tremendous pace. An incredible pace. Ghost says, why Xavi insisting on playing Busquets every game? I guess that's a question for Xavi. What I'm 100% sure is not because he's Spanish. I read a lot of comments here. Oh, Xavi discriminates players from their nationality. That's just dumb to say. It makes zero sense. There's no discrimination from their nationalities. That makes no sense. Okay, I don't know why he likes to play Busquets, because I mean, prime Busquets was amazing. Now Busquets loses 100 balls every game because the rivals know who to pressure and how to pressure him. Okay, and he loses a lot of balls. He gets stressed out, he makes a bad pass. By the way, 85 people watching, only 24 likes. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button and let me know your question. We have a few more minutes for questions. Milad says, what do you think of Dembele? Sell him, right? I mean, Dembele is a hit or miss. You know, one day he's amazing, the other day he's a flop. Very hard. I'd say keep him, you know, with his new salary. The thing is that by the end of this year, by the end of the next year, you're gonna have to renew him. It's complicated. I guess renew him for a couple more years, but Moussa Sissoko, the agent of Dembele, is gonna try to increase the salary of the player. We will see. Maybe let him go. Mr. Gallen says, can Araujo play in the World Cup? He's gonna go to the World Cup. It is not official yet, but I think he's going to enter the squad list. Speculation, but I think he's going to enter, and he might play some games in the next month. Okay, if Uruguay get there, he's not going to risk his health to play a game in the World Cup. That's for sure. But he will be there with the group. Walid says, Valverde had a good team, but our team was so old with Rakitic, Busquets, Vidal, Messi, Suarez, Piqué, Alba, all over 30. Experienced, but some of them were still quality players. Tommy Gunn says, Alex, on our form currently, do you see us winning the treble this season if all our players are available? I mean, it can happen. It can happen. Certainly it can happen. Do I see it? Not sure. I don't see it. Looking at the big teams that we have in the Europa League, it's going to be a difficult season. Can it happen? I'd say 35% chances that it happens. 35%. Beat Beast says, do you think Barca will sell Frenkie or he will definitely succeed Busquets? I think Frenkie is going to stay in the club. I think Frenkie is finally going to stay. But we're going to have to fix the salary, guys. We're going to have to do something about it. What do you think of Arnau Martinez for right back? Arnau Martinez, is that the Girona player? I don't know. Really, I don't know. John Pathos says, who should play in Lewandowski's spot while he's suspended? Play Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres? That's the solution. Dembele or Kvaratskhelia? Just a neutral answer, please. I don't know who that is, to be honest. I don't know who that is. Alright guys, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to smash the like button. Xavi improving every day this team and tactically doing the right moves, especially in the last few games. He has done a tremendous job and we're very happy with Xavi Hernandez. So guys, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and the most important, to hit that bell notification so you get notified as soon as I release my next video. And now, and as I always say, visca el Barça, visca Catalunya, and see you in the next video. Vamos.